Hello there, welcome back to the Chap's Guide. My name is Ash and I am your host on this journey through men's style, self-development and personal grooming. Now, a few weeks ago, I went to a very special family occasion. My son had been the recipient of an achievement award in his year at school, and he was receiving a diploma at the annual prize-giving ceremony. It was a nice evening out. It was in the large sporting hall of my son's school. There were hundreds of parents. The entire faculty of teachers of the school were in attendance. It was the biggest event of the year for the kids. And during the interludes in the ceremony, the school orchestra played a few gigs, but also, and this is the important thing, this is the crux of the matter, what I'm talking about today. Also, in two of the interludes, they called forward a young band of young lads from the school to entertain the audience with their own sort of popular rock music. None of these kids were over 15 years of age. They were all youngsters, all wearing their school uniforms. They were absolutely fearless in their delivery of their art form in front of all of these people, hundreds of strangers, all of their teachers in a huge venue, people they'd never seen before, and they just went for it. In essence, they were all in the delivery of their art form. These young boys, or virtually, just early teenagers really, they didn't care who were listening. They cast aside their inhibitions and they allowed their art to flow from them. Now, I have to say, their music was not great. It was not the best I'd heard, and they were clearly amateurs on a journey to mastering the music which they were making together. But what impressed me beyond their years was the fact that they went all in. They just went for it. And I found it just so refreshing as somebody listening to young people just going for it. So how does the courage of those young men, which I saw in that sports venue on the kids' awards night, carry over into the life of an intentionally well-dressed man like myself and like you? Well, it does carry over, and I'll tell you why. If you think about it, we live in an era where people dress down for everything. Let's be honest, men now consider wearing shoes with laces to be dressing up for a night out. Such is the state of sartorial attire for men in this world today. And as a result, even though I am a very confident man, I am comfortable in my character, I am entirely satisfied in my taste and the way which I dress to go out into the world. As I stride through life, I have a confidence born of 54 years of acquiring knowledge and sartorial taste. But even then, sometimes I get those little pangs of doubt, because maybe I want to go out and dress a little specially today. Perhaps I want to wear a dress hat, a Homburg, a bowler, a fedora. Or maybe I want to wear a cravat instead of a necktie. I get this little feeling, this little nagging sensation. Are you going too far? It's my inhibitions drawing me back, preventing me from following what my mind desires to do. In short, there's something which holds me back from going all in the way that I wish to dress myself, to take on the world. So today, I've given it some thought, and I've got 5 tips which can help us live our lives going all in, whether it's dressing our clothes, approaching our work, our relationships, but to be able to go forward with total abandon. Throw yourself into the things and endeavors that you do 100%. Go all in is a superpower. And this is how I'm trying to achieve it. Now, the first thing I'm doing to try and go 100%, to commit fully, go all in in the things that I do in life, be they the way that I dress or the way that I act, is to discover what my why is. Why? What is the motivation that is driving me forward to do the things that I am doing? Because I think motivation, without doubt, is the fuel to the commitment which drives you forward to achieve your very best. If it's the way that you put your clothes on in the morning, the way you approach your life. If you have a why behind you, driving you, motivating you, inspiring you to do those things, you are far more likely to be success in whatever you do. So when it comes to the way that we dress, try and identify why you are dressing or seeking to dress the way you do. Is it an expression of your character? Because you feel you were born as a man out of time. You should have been born in the 50s. So you want to wear a Homburg hat and a cravat. Or is it that you dress in this way because it is a way of respecting people who have gone before you? Your father, your grandfather, they dressed in this way, and you are carrying that forward in the heritage, in the way that you dress. But when you have achieved your why, what is it that's driving you forward? Then I think you will be far better placed to channel that commitment, that drive and that motivation to make what you want to do achievable and go all in the efforts that you put into whatever you do in life. But the secret is to discovering why. Now, the next thing you need to do is to eliminate distractions and create a focused environment for you to thrive and succeed in anything, whether that's your sartorial style or anything else that you approach in life. Because distractions are without doubt the biggest barrier to you being the best version of yourself and giving your all in to whatever you do. I'll give you an example, right? You can quite easily find yourself doom scrolling on your computer or on your phone at times when you could be employing your brain, your physical activity in a way which is much more profitable for you on your life journey. Do you know what? A few weeks ago, we had a total power outage in my small rural village where I live. We were all cut off from electricity for about 5 hours. It's the longest time I can remember being without electricity for a very long time. And I was at home, working from home that day, so I couldn't work. So normally, at lunchtime, when I break from my job, I would go into the kitchen, I'd put on the iPad, I'd make myself some food, and before you know it, I would become entirely enthralled with the iPad and the internet and flicking from YouTube video to YouTube video, and shorts are the worst. They just keep you addicted to see what's coming next. But on that day where there was a power outage, I got my book out and I read at lunchtime instead of doing anything else. And I read for an hour after lunch because I couldn't work anyway. And I tell you what, I realized that one of the powers to improving my self-development journey as a man was to reduce my exposure to the internet and things which are powered by electricity. Because when I rediscovered reading at lunchtime, it gave me an extra hour a day of knowledge acquisition. And it made me realize that the secret to success is really just about eliminating those distractions and creating a focused environment from which to learn and go forward, whether it's deciding what to wear or deciding how to spend your spare time. But if you want to go all in, get rid of the distractions, and it will allow you to have a laser focus. Now, the next thing that I do to allow me to give most of my focus to the things that I wish to be successful at in life is to commit to a plan and at least have some clear and achievable goals which I can tick off along the way. Because going all in on something, be it art, be it culture, be it the way you dress, does not mean jumping haphazardly into something and just hoping for the best. In most cases, success comes after having a careful plan, and you have milestones along the way which allow you to track your progress towards the success which is definitely yours as the prize at the end. Now, when it comes to those goal-setting opportunities, you make them specific to the thing that you want to do. Shall we just say self-development, my own self-development. I set goals all the time and each and every month to make sure I can be the best version of myself. Those goals are quite straightforward. I try and read 2 books per month, 1 fiction, 1 non-fiction. It allows me some enrichment and it allows me some entertainment. I try and do 1 thing each month which makes me feel uncomfortable. Whether that's going to a meeting in a community centre, going to a hall, joining a group of people, it doesn't matter. I do 1 thing that I think I'm not going to like. And believe me, many of the times I've done those things, I've come away thinking, that was so much better than I thought, I'm going to do it again. I also commit to writing in a journal because introspection every day allows me to look back on the day that I've just lived and to draw the good bits out of it and the bad bits and decide to do more of the good and less of the bad. All of these things are all part of my journey to being able to go all in on the things that I want to in life. Give 100%. Now, the next thing that you and I are going to need to do to be able to give 100% focus to the things that we want to do, to go all in, as I say, is learn to push through discomfort. We have to become comfortable with the uncomfortable because for sure, success in life does not come through staying within your own lane. We have to step outside our comfort zone, be that physically, mentally, or emotionally. We are going to have to chance it and do something that is going to make us feel uncomfortable because the inhibitions which hold us back are typically born from a fear of failure. We need to learn to embrace that sense of fear and understand and get it into our psyche that failure actually equals growth. Because if you go through life and you never fail and nothing you do is challenging or hard to achieve, you are not even remotely pushing the boundaries of your ability. To actually become the best version of yourself, you have to fall down many times because it is the getting up after the fall which makes us the people that we are. When there is no fear of failure, you can go forward and try new things, embrace new activities, wear new items of clothing in the knowledge that if I fail and I fall flat on my face, I've learned something. Failure is growth. When I think of it like that, I am not worried about wearing my Homburg hat out in public now. Because if it doesn't work out properly, if I get lots of bad comments, okay, I'll put the Homburg away and I'll perhaps wear it in a more conducive time when that hat is going to fit into society. But I'm not going to let my fear of failure hold me back. Because you can't go all in on anything if your inhibitions and fear of failure is pulling you back. There we go, folks. The more you go all in and commit to your life's endeavors, the more likelihood you will have in achieving your full potential as a human being. Do not let the things which hold other people back in life be the blockers to your success. Now, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Philosophical conversation as it has been. If you have, like the video, subscribe for more. If you'd like to support the channel, you could buy me a coffee, or if you'd like to become a member of my Chap's Guide family for a very small monthly fee, you can join my Patreon group and you will benefit from the additional videos and the extra content that you get from me on a more or less daily basis. If you'd like to ask me a question, drop it into the comments or send me an email. I would love to hear from you. So gentlemen, it's time. Get out into that world and go all in on something today. And I'm sure you will achieve your success. Until the next time, take care and I'll see you again very soon.